we can loop mentally forever, right? Until you choose to stop it and be like, all right, I'm not going to listen to these thoughts anymore. I can't stop them from happening. Thoughts do whatever the fuck they want, but I can stop listening to them, stop believing in them, and then instead put my focus and attention in my body, all right? My feeling, how am I feeling? And that can be hard as well. It can be super hard. Like, what am I feeling? And not like what, not label it, but just feel it. Feel the physical sensations in the body. My experience is like in the beginning, it was almost impossible for me. I remember this moment, high school age, we watched a movie, and it was like super emotional, and I could just feel the tears welling up. And it was in the movie theater, and I really wanted to fucking cry, but I was too scared to be seen crying. I was with my mom and my brother and my aunt. I was too scared and too ashamed. And so I was like, how? Maybe if when I come home, then I can go for a walk with the dog. We had a dog. Let me go for a walk with the dog, and then I'm gonna try to cry there because I really wanted to freaking cry. Like I could feel I hadn't cried for as long as I can remember, and I could feel that it would feel really nice, and I wanted to, but I went on that walk with the dog, and I was like, come, let's go, like feel it again, come in, get into it, like fucking nothing. I was like sitting right there behind my eyeballs, and like nothing was happening. Learning to feel, if we've never been good at it, is a freaking process. It's work. I was talking to, and then as you do that, you get better at it. Now you're much more available, but then you get to some deeper feelings. That's been my experience. You get to some deeper layers of feelings that are kind of harder and harder to break through. So I was speaking to a friend at this mastermind, and so I'm going to be speaking at a bunch of events for entrepreneurs coming up. I'm building up my speaking career, and one of the topics that I am talking about that seems to be really resonating with event organizers so far is talking about feelings in groups of entrepreneurs, because nobody fucking talks about that, right? At these events and conferences and whatnot for entrepreneurs and business owners, like we're talking about marketing strategies and webinars and all these things, and maybe we talk about hiring and team and all that stuff, but there's very little about actual feeling, emotional intelligence. And that's the thing that I'm so passionate about, because every single breakthrough that I've ever had has come from an emotional breakthrough. There is some emotional block inside of me that made me struggle with this. The solution was always there. The tactics, the strategies, all that shit, there's nothing new. There's nothing new. Yeah, you might come up with a hack of some sort, but it's kind of all the same shit. But what matters is that are you in an emotional place where you're able to take advantage of it, or are you being run by your fears or your insecurities or your victim personas or some other on your trauma patterns, like you're being run by some of those patterns. That's how you're going to be stuck. And once you unlock that, boom, like the solutions just present themselves. I've seen that over and over again in my life and in other people's lives. I'm talking about feelings. At the event last week, there's a friend who came over and was like, hey, can we talk about the inner game stuff? I'm like, absolutely, any fucking time. So I really helped him understand feelings in a way that he's never done before. Because he would easily get overwhelmed with emotion, and he was like so tired out. How do I make it go away? And I'm like, you make it go away by going into it. Probably not while you're in a board meeting or something, but when you're alone, you just like go in, allow yourself to feel. And I taught him my principles for how to do that. And then he texted me the next day saying, dude, I did this. It was amazing. This is what happened. And I feel so much relieved. I'm like, good fucking job. Keep going. All right. Keep going. I spent probably at least a year just feeling, just like emptying those reservoirs